Hello, my name is McLelland and I am a specialist recruiter at MCS Group on the technical and engineering team. Now obviously at the moment there are some changes coming in business right across Northern Ireland, right across the world, and everybody is having to adapt and be a little bit flexible, and there's some stuff that's very different and very new. I graduated there back in July from International Business with Spanish, and this is my first official graduate job. And I've been used to sitting in an office. Previously, that actually wasn't the case. So whenever I finished school, I was really fortunate to actually get involved with Social BNI, Louise Brogan there. Amazing part-time job. I was able to work on loads of different clients. I was able to do a lot of their content creation. But the key was, I was completely remote. Louise was completely remote. It was very virtual based. It was very flexible. And so I learned a lot about self-discipline and motivation and making sure that I could meet deadlines, and trust was a massive thing as well. Then I went to Madrid for 14 months and I worked for a company called LearnLight. I worked on the virtual coordination team. My entire team was virtual, and so it was something that was very normal to me. So I just wanted to take a moment to create like a bit of a vlog. This is slightly longer than some of the videos we would put out normally, but I really feel it is key concrete information that we really should take on board. And although this is probably a time that's a little bit uncertain, there's a lot of change, we're having to adapt very quickly, I really do believe that actually this is an opportunity. This is a moment for us to take a deep breath and think, what can we get out of this? How can we make this work? And how can we be as innovative as possible? Okay, so firstly, preparation really is key. I'm one of those people who loves to be organised and loves everything to be structured. And so I think preparation really is important. You might think to start with, this is great, I can just roll out of bed and start work a few minutes later. But that novelty will very quickly wear off. You want to make sure you're prepared. You want to make sure that when you are, even the night before, that you have your area that you're going to be working, have all of your equipment, have all of your materials, notes, anything that you might need. Make sure you have a good area to work in. Try not to work somewhere that there's maybe dim light or it's very warm and stuffy. Make sure that you can have an open window. Make sure that you can be comfortable, that you're going to be able to get on with the job that you need to do. Also, some of the other things, make sure you have a morning routine. This actually could be an opportunity for a lot of people from the sense that you don't have to commute. So maybe you could use that time that you normally would have been commuting to actually get some exercise in, to get some organisation in, to be able just to take a moment outside and get yourself ready for the day and make sure that you're in the right headspace as well. My absolute number one tip is that communication is key. From all of my experiences, it's very clear that you need to be in constant contact with your teams, with your managers, with other people across the company. Just make sure that you keep that sense of community. These ideas of communities of practice and the fact that actually those can be done remotely and virtually. There are so many different resources such as Skype and Skype for Business, Microsoft Teams, Slack, whatever sort of group chats and stuff like that you have. Make sure that communication is constantly on the go. We previously would have had calls that were just check-ins with your manager. I would have had calls that were just with the entire team. What's going on? The good, the bad, the ugly. And then we also just would have had chats maybe for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes that had nothing to do with work. What are you doing after work? What are your plans for the weekend? What do you do to keep fit? Talk about your pets, talk about your favourite holiday, just things to make sure that you actually are looking after your mental health and you're supporting each other, and you can sort of relax a little bit in the day because you do lose that little bit of the social interactions. Another tip is calendar blocking. Now I absolutely am obsessed with this. My calendar is completely blocked out, and even for my social life as well as my work life. So pretty much what that is you get a structure in place. You might find that if you're working remotely for the first time, you'll be given that by a manager to make sure you are all on the same page. But you go into your calendar and you block out every section of your day, every hour. Even I do things that only last about 15 minutes, but it means that my entire day is there. I know what I'm meant to be doing, and if I stick to it, I will make sure that I get the entire list done by the end of the day. If you're in a position where you're maybe staying at home at the moment due to self-isolation and everything that's going on, you need to make sure that you take breaks throughout the day. Make sure you get good rest in the evening as well. Make sure you look after yourself as a whole. What are some of the the real pros and outcomes that we're going to actually get from working virtually. Firstly, and probably the most obvious one, the reason a lot of people are working remotely now is for your safety and for the safety of other people. That's important, and it's great to see that so many businesses are taking it so seriously. Secondly, this is probably the most incredible advantage to working remotely, and I suppose this whole situation, if we go on a glass half full attitude, I think that actually innovation is going to be incredible now. If we're totally honest, and again, innovation's an area I'm very, very passionate about. It's something I think is really important for businesses, yet it's something that if we admit honestly, we always shove to the end of the pile, because at the end of the day, we have our day job to do, and innovation is just something you kind of think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe there's a completely new style of doing something. Maybe you're about to figure out, how do you change your business model? How do you change your daily routine and your structure? Always be thinking, how can I do this better? I always say, I don't like problems. Find solutions. Try and problem solve. And that also comes from collaborating with other people who are also working remotely. So just to kind of wrap everything up, this is completely fluid. This is something that we have not seen before. Businesses are having to navigate something they never would have imagined. I can guarantee you very few managers or business owners thought this time last year that their pestle analysis for 2020 was going to involve a global pandemic. But that's what happens. That's life. Things come at you that you're not expecting, and we have to think on our feet. And we have to be really, really adaptable. I think that it's a very serious issue, and I think that I'm realistic. I think there are, of course, going to be some very serious impacts to businesses, but it's about now trying to figure out, how do we support each other? How do we support the people around you? And how do we pull through this? I love being part of a business that actually the people are the centre and the focus, as we're driven to choose positivity and we're driven to find solutions. So we hope that we can encourage you at MCS Group. We hope that we can provide you with some advice, and going forward, we'd love to hear what you're doing. I'd love to engage with you, and that's really important. Use LinkedIn. Let us know, what are you doing at home? What are you struggling with? What are some of the things that are working for you? Just engage with each other. Let us know what you're up to, and never ever be afraid to get in touch. Thank you.